I received a couple of 280 consolidations. Showed up from Lynn McCurdy and the High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club. And then like a month later, he sends in another one. So I got a total of three sisters. Well, they don't run. They might not run. We don't know if they run. Let's check them out. What's their story? I'm Ron with Classic Model Trains. Follow along. Let's see what it's going to take. Doing the research on the line, these are Bachmann Spectrums. The Spectrum line came out in 1988 to offer a higher quality, more well-detailed locomotive, according to the Google machine. Well, they look pretty, and you know how Bachmanns usually run. The gear thing, I don't know. So let's dig into these things, see what's going to happen, see if we're going to have any problems. Well, here's a little gander at them right now. The 2523, we can see it's got it's going on right there. And we knew that was there. Lynn had mentioned that his thumb got it or something like that. Moving on to this next one, there's two of these 2526s. Hopefully all the linkage is there. Looks like they're DCC because there's a lot of wires going on right in there. And then there's another 2526. And the linkage is, they all seem to be there and they've been weathered. And they're also dusty from just sitting around. The power distribution is still here for my layout. All I got to do is just run a jumper from the bus wires that are underneath up to this test track, and we'll check these ones out individually. Now listen, they're DCC, so I'm going to have to do DCC stuff to them, but a DCC locomotive and a DC locomotive still needs to be diagnosed the same way. I got to see if they're going to move, if they got broken gears, if they got bad valves, whatever's going on with them. So don't get mad because we're DCCing them. We're still just we're gonna give them the voltage up and down and make them go forward and back. And I believe one of them's even got sound. This one, because of the way that looks right there. We started with this first one right over here. I did some digging online. I also did some digging with this guy right here. We changed the address to it because it had a different address and I couldn't figure it out. It's got a Bachmann decoder in it, and it's an entry-level version, decoder version 046. So it's a non-sound and it's an older one. And I don't know what we're gonna expect, but I did give it some throttle, up and up and up and up and up and up and. Sure, go backwards. Now it's kind of chunky. Probably because it needs to be cleaned and lubed. So that's our 2526 number one. How am I gonna figure out which one's who? Because here's another one right there and I'll figure it out. Let's check the other one out and see what runs. So there's our second 2526, and now I can tell the difference between them because the steam whistle was up here and it was bent, and I tried to bend it back and it broke off. Dang it. I went through, same decoder. It's got a Bachmann decoder, version number 46 is the older one. And when I roll up the speed here, if you listen. Oh, now it's gonna go. Okay. Initially it wasn't going before. We got our speed step 28. That one needs servicing as well. Let's get the third one up here and see what's going on. This one here's got a bit of a problem because this is loose. And it goes right here. And the timing was off. And I see there's little tiny pins all over the place in there. And I'm like, well, what can I do with this? And I come up with the fact that this here is a track nail. And I thought, well, maybe I can get this in there and it doesn't slip through this area here, which is important. And it's got a pivot on that back and forth over here. And if I heat this up, I can jam it through that plastic, make a hole, I can cut it, and then I can CA glue it in, or I can cut it the right length, jam it through there, and melt it in, is kind of ultimately what I want to do, like that. And then I think I might have something that I could do something with. So I'm going to go down that road and see if I can melt that in. Maybe I'll use, let me get the chisel tip on that thing. I'll warm this up, and then, after I cut it down though, of course. Let's see how this is going to work out for me. Should have just used my little crack torch. Well, it's working. But I know my crack torch is going to work better. So let me go get that thing. Oh yeah, we really got something here. Okay, now I just got to cut this. Well, get another one. This is hot. Cut it, stab it in there, glue it. Then when I was messing around, looking at this, it's like, well, shoot, this one's missing too. This poor little feller had a bad day. There's a lot of slop in them gears as well. Jammed a stick pin down this thing to keep it from gluing shut. I'm just guessing I don't have the secret to how to properly manage these tips, because they keep gluing closed on me, and I put those long narrow things on and then they glue shut, and it's like they're just gunning for me. I think I ordered in 100 of these things off the Amazon because they seem to be kind of a disposable product. We're gonna throw just some down in there, and we don't want it up above because we don't want it sticking. Oh, that's too long. Cut that off again. That looks like something, if you dropped it, you're never gonna find it again. Well, my little trick worked. I managed to glue them in there. This one and this one. And they're rotating back and forth. I did a decoder version check. This one's the same one. It's got a 101 Bachmann decoder, version number 46. There ain't nothing different about this one or not, other than it's really dirty. Because you can hear it try and then it don't, and then you do and then it don't. So since this is the worst one, let's go ahead and open it up and see what it's going to take to service them, because this one and this one and this one, they're all going to be the same. They're all the exact same locomotive. The old 280 Consolidation made by Baldwin. Of course, as usual, we're going into this the very first time together. I ain't never done any work on these things before. I'd like to take the top of the shell off. I see this screw down here. Is that kind of what's holding us all together? Things loosen up. Oh, sure. Here's that little screw right there. That's the one that was holding the tender down. I like to use these to hold the bolts, the nuts, the things you take off. That way, when you bump this tray with something, everything that you've got will spill all over the place. Yeah, little, oh, sure. That's a lot of wires that weren't put in right. I don't even know why there's so many of them. 4-pin right there, a 2-pin right there, and then they've got 2 more right here for some reason, just to get this out of the way. What is this bolt right here? It's not even, must be holding a little weight, but the decoder is getting all of its pickups from the tender wheels right there. Front pilot, that's a long screw right there. Okay. Even smaller Phillips. This is starting to get to, oh, look at the funk on the wheels right there. And wherever this goes to. Let's get this part out. Get down into them gears and see what's taking place. Everything I own seems to be magnetized and I can't get it to stop it. This thing, worst thing I've ever bought. This little guy's gonna mirror it, the tweezers. Come on. And this was housing all my favorite things. All the ridiculous brake, okay. That's also picking up power. I can see the pickups right there, working on the back of these wheels. Look at that. Them things are, what, crazy. I do like that it's got the suspension. Here's a spring, oh, spring for the front truck right there, hiding out. It was bent where it pushes the, yeah. We're gonna put that right here with our front truck stuff. Jaw bar. Got a little kind of a bend to it. Got this longer bolt like that. This Ford conductor's only got 2 wires that are being used in it. I'm going to get the tactical Q-tips out, and I'm going to try to get this. This thing ran a lot on the club layout. I know that. Not my club layout. The High Desert Modular Model Railroaders Club's layout when Lynn brought these in to me because of that broken linkage right there. So I'm just going to odorless mineral spirits, all these wheels, since they are picking up. All these back here, because I don't want to play let's take apart the running gear today and see what kind of a mess we can make. Who put that in? Honest, you guys, come on. That's not even, the bolt ain't even in straight. That looks a little better. Plus it looks like it's one of them plastic Bachmann ones. That don't look like no Katie. Yeah, well, it's working. Ish. Well, I don't want to, but we're in this deep and the body's almost coming off anyway, the boiler shell. Let's go one more. Was that the one? Is that going to do it? What's it gonna take? Whose name do I have to drop to get this to come off? Come in, here we go, a little more. Something's hanging up here, this step. There, okay. My God, it's like pulling teeth. Now all the running gear's loose. But we got this out of the way. At least I can wash it now. It's been weathered, but it's also very, very dusty. Small can motor in there. Split frame. Absolutely. With suspension. Time to do some cleaning on all this stuff here. Tactical Q-tips. Civilian Q-tips. Need them both here. This one's got the precision to get in and do what you got to do, and it doesn't fall apart, but then you sometimes need the softer ones to get down into these areas right in here. And to scrub these wheels, man, there is a lot of filth on these. Sure. And that's just the first wheel. I haven't even got any farther than just messing with this one here. Carefully scrub them down, work through them. Wonder what's under there. Well, a spring? Sure. Oh, look at that. I shouldn't even, okay. A lot of times I get guys reaching out to me wanting to know, where'd you get that tool you're using? Where'd you get this at, that at? And then I always got to type in, hey, I got to order this. The last video I brought it up. This video I'm going to show you how it's done. In the description section of all my videos, you can go down below it. You got to be on a computer to do it. Click the more button right here. And then as you scroll down through the thing, you can see that I've got all these links right here to all the tools that I bought from the Amazon. Now, if you click on one of these links, it's going to take you directly to Amazon. If you decide, hey, I really want one of those things right there, you click on it and buy it. It doesn't cost you a dime extra, whether I sent you there or you stumbled upon it on your own, but they're going to give me a little kickback, like 2%, 2.5% of the purchase price. Rolls my direction. It's going to help support the stuff that we're going to do for the winter. I got some big projects coming up. I just want to put this out there right now for people to know these are the tools that I recommend because I've used them for quite some time. The junk, I didn't put that in there. I'm not going to put you through that. But these are the good tools. I added some more to it this week that I had up last week. And every time I add more stuff to it, because I forgot to add some stuff to it, I'll let you guys know. But it's always going to be down in there. Now that we got the video stopped, we're about halfway through. Now's an excellent time to do classic model trains, classic model of the week. Do you guys know who that is? If you do, put in the comments down below. If you don't, hang out with me for a while. I want to let you know. Let's get back into working on these things. Now there's two really good ways that you can clean these wheels. One is with this fiberglass pencil to get these shined up, to polish them, to make them so that they conduct well. This works, and it's labor intensive, but it's inexpensive. And the other thing is these little guys right here. See, they show up like this with different grits. The different colors say that they're different grits. And you put them in your Dremel so you can sit here and you can really get in there and work on them. And you're going to get a lot more done in less time. But unfortunately, of course, you've got to have a Dremel. So if you're looking to get stuff done, this is the way. If you're on a budget, pull this out. They'll both equal the same results. I got a lot to go through here. Lots of cleaning. Here's that lower pickup that I pulled off the bottom. You got pickups on 3 of the 6 wheels, it looks like, but it's pretty oog in here too. I guess it's important to clean up a lot of things. And then this pickup, it doesn't even look like it's touching it. It couldn't have been anywhere because it's not out where it's supposed to be. There, now it is. Did I do that? I don't know. They're pretty bent up though, so I have to make sure we focus on that, putting it back together. Since we're cleaning wheels, I went ahead and took care of the tender wheels also. This one up here had so much grease on it and dirt that it actually covered up the flange. I'm surprised that it didn't go down the track and wobble. Maybe it did. It didn't run long enough. And then the pickups, you can see them right there. So I just put this on the axle. A little bit of thumb pressure down here so it doesn't spin, you know, like this. And clean up the pickup areas. So we got shiny wheels, shiny pickups. Oh, this has got an 8-pin board in it, huh? Wow. Guy could actually update this with a better board if they're so inclined. What's that? Why is that burned? Right there. It's toasty. And so is this one right there. And there's things that aren't hooked up. The lights to the tender weren't hooked up. And this is the headlights going up to the front. And for some reason, they cut it off this 4-pin and made their own separate, because right here is the pickups right there, and there power from this locomotive. And so this has just been quite the little hack job. Wonder if I could fix that. I'll keep working on it. Well, I got my littlest Phillips screwdriver out of the whole wide world, getting these little guys out here, which got me to the back of this and got me this board out. These two wires here seem to be doing the headlight, and then the tail light, you know, there's going to be a common wire on there, and if I do some digging around with a multimeter, I should be able to find it from these pins right here. All these are universal, the NMRA standards. Tells me which one's running the front light, which one's running the back light. Remember this little guy that fell out? That's why this little wire here was flopping in the wind. So I had to rewind that back on there. And oddly enough, the wire's still there. I think we're gonna be able to pull this one off. We gotta replace just some of this stuff right here. Here's our two pickup wires coming from the front, and then they're mated up right here with some cold solder joints, it looks like. I gotta pull these two off right here. So I'm gonna solder in some little teeny tiny guys. These are everything I had to use just to clean up the gears. And of course, when you pull these off, they're just completely black. And then as the odorless mineral spirits evaporates out of it, then you kind of lose that darkness. But this thing was filthy. I got this thing on right here so I can see what's going on, because we are dealing with some tiny, tiny stuff. Now, I'm not an electronics guy. I'm an electric guy, but I think I might have figured it out. Normally, on a more quality board, Bachmann, they mark pin 1 because it's super important. Well, I've been able to trace these things down, and I see that pin 1 is right over here. Now, interestingly enough, the tender needs a common, pin 7, blue, and function common, and then yellow backup light. Well, there's a hole here, and there's a hole here, and the way that these diodes are running one direction or the other, I'm going to put in one wire here for the tender light and one wire here for the tender light, and we should have reverse. So this is a pretty straightforward board, and then I can wire everything, put it back together, and maybe it'll work like I think it's going to work. You can see the orange wire right there. So getting ready to reassemble all of this right in here. We got these little guys that do the suspension, the up and downs. There was grease on this. It was really quite messy. Let's go this route instead. This is the Super Lube, but it's synthetic oil. Maybe we can just go through and just oil these axle bearings right here. We got to get another one of those suspension fellers under that one without losing any of the stuff. So far, I think I've been sort of kind of lucky. Give those guys some oil. This gear right here, I want to give it just some grease. This one, this gear right here. I can pick it up, get it off the worm, and I can rotate it some to help with this greasing process. Won't need much, just some. This came out, out, quick and fast. It's got to go in there. So I think I got to go through, I got to push all these pickups in, is what's probably causing the most amount of problems here as we go back in. This is the engineer side of the locomotive. And I just noticed that this is not right. I got to loosen that up, flip that around, because this is going up at too steep of an angle. The other side, the one that I fixed, let me dig it out here. It was upside as well, and I had already switched it over. So I guess when I had the wheels out or something, lifted them up and down, and kind of created a little havoc in that area. It does run, and then, yeah. All that extra work I made to get the tender light to do what it's supposed to do, it doesn't even work. Let me fix that linkage up. I'm glad it's running now. I can at least put the body on it, and it's really quite consistent. It's doing what it's supposed to, what I expect it to do. There's an LED headlight up in here, and then it's got that diode in it, which there's absolutely no room in this boiler for it just to lay on top. So I jammed it up in this sand dome, this one right here. I think that's the sand dome. And then was able to get this stuck down in there, and I might have pulled it off. Our wires are coming out here. These are two for the lights. I did check it. I just put it on the rails, and if they light up, because the DCC is just on, then it'll work. And I splice them into these wires right here, and away we go. We got little screws that have to be into places. We're gonna put this one right here, this long one. He's gonna go up in the front, holding the front of everything down. This guy's gonna go here, the spring facing up. get this guy here, and it's under spring pressure. Come on now, I'm running out of fingers. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna work on these, soldering these wires in there. So I got our wires all cut. We got a little piece of heat shrink, just a little feller. I found I had a whole bunch of it. Didn't even know I had it. I'm gonna put that over there. We're gonna tin this one. We're gonna come over here, we're gonna tin this little feller. And then if I'm really lucky, I can get this one over here, put it right here, apply some heat, there we go. And that is soldered. Let's get this heat shrink put up in here. Yeah, see my heat shrunk because the wire got hot. So now it won't go on because I buggered it. I had it too close to the solder. There it is, soldering iron. Put it on the heat shrink, that'll shrink it up. I'll do that one more time for that other wire, and then we should have our headlight wired back in properly so it doesn't have 19 plugs in here. Let's get this up here and give everything a little taste. Sure, yeah, here. If it moves, if it swings, help it out. A little up here on the front axle. Did we get all this stuff? I think we did. Main rod. A lot of wires through there. Trying to clamp them all down. I don't know how well this stuff works because a lot of it's got paint on it, I see. Up under here, lift the wheels up some, get the journals. Works best if you're always kind of working downhill with it so oil can drip down in. I think I might have hit it all right there. See that big bulk of wires? Oh man. I've got updates. So this one is shot. It ain't no good at all. It's a parts loco. Let's see if 2526, has it got a better gear in it? Yeah, that's better. Oh. And how about 2526 part 2? Yeah. That's got good gears in it too. Oh, slow down. I don't know what to think about those things. You know, because they're Bachmann, but they're not 70s and 80s Bachmann with the bad gears. Now, the one that we worked on, I think the reason those gears are slipping is because it's got about 100 million scale miles on the thing. There was a bit of a bevel to the gear that was on the axle. You could see it was coming from the worm. And I bet you that thing probably went around that club layout for hours and hours and hours and hours. The other two, though, since they don't have gear slippage, they don't have as many hours on them. Now, I don't have any use for them because I don't model the AT&SF line. So what should I do with the things? I looked them up on the eBay there. Yeah, it looks like Trains was nice enough to sell some with boxes. Not too long ago, they went for about 122 bucks, 120, 119 for one. I'm thinking I want to sell these. And I'm thinking if you guys might be interested in it, reach out to me. Send me an email. classicmodeltrains@aol.com. Put your name. Put your phone number in it if you're interested in buying them. I'm thinking a set, all 3 of them, because I don't need just one laying around. We got 2 that are probably going to be really good runners once they're cleaned up. And you'll know how to do that by watching this video. Oh, and you got a 3rd one, which is probably just going to be for parts. What I would do is I'd upgrade them with a little better DCC 8-pin of your choice decoder in it, if you're into that, or cut it all out and turn them into DC. That'd be easy enough to do also. And if you're one of those guys that's already got my number, then just call. Don't, because you got it. If you bought stuff from me before, guys that buy stuff from me, we call up, I talk to it, you know, I'm not that hard to get a hold of, really. Our classic model of the week, Connie Stevens. Got a little American actress from back in the day. Want to thank all the 33%ers for hanging out with me throughout the whole thing. Our club keeps getting bigger and bigger. Like more and more people are becoming 33%ers, which means you watch the video to the end, from the beginning to the end. Every once in a while, I'll tell you why it's called a 33%er. All the club members out there, thank you for joining, helping support the $1 X club layout, helping pay for the rent on that big giant storage unit. Certainly helps out a lot for me. The end of RV repair season is upon me. Just some winterizations left to do, and then I'm full-time in this. So we're going to knock it out. I've got projects going on, neat things, bigger ones too, that take like a week to do because you got to paint and wait for the paint to dry. I'm Ron with Classic Model Trains. Thanks for hanging out with me on this video. If you want to do some binge watching, check this one out right here. See you next week. Bye-bye.